In this video, you'll learn about all the characters that have fallen at the hands of Sung Jinwoo, from the arrogant hunters to the terrifying monarchs. Hwang Dongsuk, a C-rank tank and the older brother of Hwang Dongsoo, was a selfish hunter who attempted to murder Jinwoo and Yoo Jinho for quick cash. His greed and arrogance ultimately led to his gruesome end. Hwang Dongsuk was a stocky, muscular man with a scarred left arm and a ruthless personality. Much like his brother, he was selfish, arrogant, and had little regard for innocent lives. He was quick to give up when faced with a stronger opponent, as seen when he begged for his life after Jinwoo overpowered him. Despite his flaws, he had a sense of loyalty to his homeland and resented his brother's betrayal of their people for money. Hwang Dongsuk's abilities as a C-rank tank made him a formidable opponent for lower-tier hunters. He was a skilled swordsman, wielding both a sword and shield in combat. His taunt ability allowed him to magically induce weaker opponents to attack him without thinking, giving him an edge in battle. Additionally, he could temporarily enhance his physical stats, making him stronger and more durable during fights. Hwang's greed led him to target Jinwoo and Jinho, but he underestimated Jinwoo's growing power. After Jinwoo slaughtered Hwang's teammates, he confronted Hwang directly. Despite his attempts to fight back, Hwang was no match for Jinwoo's speed and strength. Jinwoo beheaded him with his daggers, ending Hwang's life in a brutal display of power. Kang Taeshik, a B-rank assassin and psychopath, was hired to eliminate prisoners during a dungeon raid. Taeshik was a cocky and deceptive individual who lived for the thrill of killing. He viewed hunters as superior to ordinary humans and believed they were above the law. Despite his bloodlust, he was highly motivated by financial gain, often demanding higher fees for challenging targets. Taeshik was also incredibly deceptive, weaving elaborate lies to cover his crimes and catch his opponents off guard. As a B-rank assassin, Taeshik was inhumanly fast, capable of outmatching even buffed opponents like Song Chi-yul. His stealth ability allowed him to camouflage with his surroundings, making him both physically and magically invisible. This made him a deadly opponent in close combat. Additionally, Taeshik was strong enough to clash evenly with Jinwoo during their fight, resisting the paralyzing and bleeding effects of Kasaka's Venom Fang. Taeshik's overconfidence led him to underestimate Jinwoo. Despite his speed and stealth, Jinwoo countered his attacks with precision. When Taeshik unleashed his full power and charged at Jinwoo with his stealth skill activated, Jinwoo used his bloodlust ability to leave Taeshik wide open. Jinwoo then fatally stabbed him in the chest, ending the fight. Before dying, Taeshik acknowledged Jinwoo's superiority and warned him about the dark path of pursuing power. Chul, an A-rank hunter from the White Tiger Guild, was a prideful and reckless leader whose poor decisions led to the annihilation of his squad during the Red Gate incident. Chul was an arrogant man who took excessive pride in his skills. He looked down on lower-ranked hunters, mocking them as dead weight. His lack of empathy and poor leadership skills led to the deaths of his entire squad during the Red Gate incident. After witnessing their slaughter, Chul went insane and attacked Jinwoo's group, leading to his own demise. As an A-rank hunter, Chul possessed great physical strength and durability. He was able to kill a group of ice bears single-handedly and wield a massive shield with ease. His enhanced strength and durability made him a formidable tank in battle. After his squad was wiped out, Chul stumbled upon Jinwoo's group, who had survived due to their preparations. Enraged and unstable, Chul attacked them, but Jinwoo easily overpowered him. During the fight with the dungeon boss Baruka, Chul attempted to attack Jinwoo from behind, but Igris emerged from Jinwoo's shadow and impaled him. Jinwoo later resurrected Chul as the Shadow Soldier Iron. Hwang Dongsoo, an S-rank hunter and the younger brother of Hwang Dongsuk, sought revenge for his brother's death by targeting Jinwoo and Yoo Jinho. Dongsoo was a selfish and murderous individual with little respect for human life. He was consumed by overconfidence, believing he could defeat anyone, including Jinwoo. Despite his brutal nature, he respected power and was cunning enough to manipulate situations to his advantage. As an S-rank hunter, Dongsoo possessed immense physical strength and speed. He could effortlessly break steel poles and move at incredible speeds. Dongsoo kidnapped Jinho to lure Jinwoo into a trap, but Jinwoo easily overpowered him. Despite Thomas Andre's intervention, Jinwoo refused to spare Dongsoo and later executed him. His shadow was reborn as greed, adding to Jinwoo's growing army. Legia, the monarch of the beginning and king of giants, was a cunning and manipulative ruler who tried to trick Jinwoo into freeing him from his prison. Legia had a strange sense of humor and was incredibly deceptive. He nearly succeeded in tricking Jinwoo into releasing him by offering an alliance and casting a pledge of trust spell to prevent lies between them. As a monarch, Legia possessed immense strength and magical abilities. His pledge of trust spell was a powerful tool for manipulation, and he could manifest a spiritual body, making him a formidable opponent. Jinwoo saw through Legia's lies and discovered the essence stone in his neck. After a brief struggle, Jinwoo decapitated Legia, dissolving his body into shards of light and clearing the Tokyo S-rank gate. Querehsha, the monarch of plagues and queen of insects, was a bloodthirsty ruler who joined Sillad in an attempt to kill Jinwoo. Querehsha was a ruthless killer who savored every opportunity to slaughter her prey. Despite her bloodlust, she had a motherly disposition toward her insect minions, treating them as her children. Querehsha's abilities included regeneration, allowing her to heal from injuries almost instantly. She could also manipulate mana to create giant glowing green hands and secrete a deadly toxin. Her necromancy ability allowed her to reanimate and control the dead using parasites. During the battle with Jinwoo, Querehsha's arrogance led to her downfall. Jinwoo exploited her overconfidence, slicing her in half and reducing her to mincemeat. Despite her regenerative abilities, she was unable to recover from Jinwoo's final attack and dissolved into dust. Rakan, the beast monarch and king of beasts, was a brutal and arrogant ruler who rampaged through Seoul before facing Jinwoo. Rakan was aggressive and scornful toward humans, but he was also a coward who fled when outmatched. Despite his intimidating appearance, he was easily frightened by stronger opponents. Rakan's abilities included immense strength, speed, and durability, making him a formidable opponent. He could also transform into a gigantic white wolf, using his spiritual body manifestation, and had telekinetic control over objects. After rampaging through Seoul, Rakan faced Jinwoo in a forest. Despite his attempts to fight back, Jinwoo effortlessly killed him in 4 strikes. Jinwoo later brought Rakan's teeth to Sillad as proof of his death. Sillad, the monarch of frost and king of snowfolk, was one of the most powerful monarchs who sought to eliminate Sung Jinwoo before he could fully awaken as the Shadow Monarch. Known for his icy powers and cunning strategies, Sillad posed a significant threat to Jinwoo and humanity. Sillad was a cocky and condescending individual who disliked unnecessary conflict. He preferred to act strategically, often avoiding direct confrontation unless absolutely necessary. However, when faced with opponents stronger than himself, he tended to panic and act recklessly. This was evident when he urged the other monarchs to help him kill Jinwoo, underestimating the risks involved. Despite his arrogance, Sillad had a distaste for senseless violence, as shown when he knocked out humans on Jeju Island instead of slaughtering them. As the monarch of frost, Sillad possessed immense strength, speed, and durability, making him one of the most formidable opponents Jinwoo ever faced. His ice breath attack allowed him to unleash torrents of ice capable of freezing anything in its path, though this attack could be negated if his mouth was blocked. Sillad's ice magic was incredibly versatile. He could create massive waves of ice, shape it into weapons, summon ice monsters, and even generate enormous ice storms. In his spiritual body manifestation, Sillad transformed into a more youthful and powerful form, with longer, flame-like hair and elf-like ears. This form enhanced his abilities, allowing him to push Jinwoo to his limits during their battle. Additionally, Sillad could induce sleep in ordinary humans with a simple snap of his fingers, showcasing his mastery over frost and cold. Sillad's downfall began when he ambushed Go Gunhee, one of the ruler's vessels, and killed him in his office. However, Jinwoo tracked Sillad down and forced him to retreat using Shadow Exchange. Realizing the threat Jinwoo posed, Sillad rallied the other monarchs to eliminate him. During the battle in Seoul, Sillad, alongside Rakan and Querehsha, fought Jinwoo. Despite his efforts, Sillad was unable to defeat Jinwoo, especially after the Shadow Monarch's true power awakened. In a desperate attempt to win, Sillad summoned a massive ice storm and even severed Il Hwan's arm. However, Baru destroyed his ice meteor, and Jinwoo, now fully awakened, effortlessly countered Sillad's attacks. In the end, Jinwoo slashed Sillad across the chest, causing his body to dissolve into shards of light. Antares, the monarch of destruction and king of dragons, was the strongest and oldest of the 9 monarchs. As the final antagonist of solo leveling, Antares represented the pinnacle of power and destruction, posing the greatest challenge to Sung Jinwoo. Antares was a confident and casual individual, rarely losing his composure due to his immense strength. He reveled in destruction and had a disdainful attitude toward humanity, viewing them as insignificant. However, he also had a sense of honor and was willing to negotiate with those who impressed him in battle, as seen when he offered Jinwoo a truce in exchange for an alliance against the rulers. Despite his bloodthirsty nature, Antares cared for his minions and despised those who exploited them. He also believed in blood purity, showing no respect for dragons of mixed heritage. His arrogance and confidence in his own power ultimately led to his downfall as he underestimated Jinwoo's strategic brilliance. As the monarch of destruction, Antares was unmatched in strength, with only Ashbourne rivaling him. His immeasurable strength allowed him to overpower Jinwoo during their first battle, and his immeasurable speed enabled him to keep up with Jinwoo's movements effortlessly. Antares' immense durability made him nearly immune to physical attacks, forcing Jinwoo to use unconventional tactics to harm him. Antares' breath of destruction was one of his most devastating abilities, capable of reducing S-rank hunters to ash and negating most of Jinwoo's attacks. He was also a master of fire magic, creating massive explosions with ease. In his spiritual body manifestation, Antares transformed into a colossal red dragon, or a human-dragon hybrid, further enhancing his already overwhelming power. Additionally, Antares could communicate telepathically with other monarchs and use Dragon's Fear, a mana-infused shout that instilled despair and panic in weaker beings. Antares descended into the human world through a massive gate in Canada, unleashing his army of dragons and causing widespread destruction. When Jinwoo finally confronted him, Antares was initially confident, believing that even the Shadow Monarch couldn't defeat him. However, Jinwoo's strategic brilliance and the awakening of his true power turned the tide of the battle. During their fight, Antares offered Jinwoo a truce, proposing an alliance against the rulers. However, Jinwoo refused, mocking Antares for his arrogance. In a moment of carelessness, Antares left himself open, allowing Jinwoo to slice him nearly in half using his father's dagger. Realizing he had been outmaneuvered, Antares acknowledged his defeat as the rulers descended and finished him off. From hunters to monarchs, Sung Jinwoo's path is paved with the fallen. Each character, no matter how powerful, met their end at the hands of the Shadow Monarch. Who do you think posed the greatest challenge? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more solo leveling content.